I was tagged in another tag about the library. This time it was from Just Book Girl TV. And she did this library tag the other day. And I guess it's an original tag from a channel from years ago called Pie and Books, I guess. So this is kind of an oldish one, even though I just recently did a library tag, and I also did my own library memories video. So be sure and go see those if you're interested in this subject. This one's called the Library Lovers tag. That other one that I did the other day, I can't remember what its official name was, but it's got some similar questions, but some also different ones. So I figured I would just go ahead and do it. You can learn more about me and my library love. So the first one is, how often do you visit your local library? Which is very similar to the one from before. I am there twice a week because I work there 2 mornings a week. Sometimes I go there for programs, so sometimes I'll go back like on Friday night or Saturday night or Monday night or Wednesday night when there's something going on that I want to go to. And I have 2 libraries that I consider my local library, and the other one has lots of programs that I go to too. And you can see some videos about those things that I've gone to, lots of author events and things like that. So yeah, I'm at the library a lot. Are you the type of person who checks out more books than you know you can read, or are you someone who only checks out the exact amount of books you intend on reading? Back in the day, when I actually did go to the library to grab a bunch of books, I would check out a nice good pile, and I would hope that I would get to them, but most of the time I would not have time for them. At the library, when you see all those books that you can just grab and take home, you become very optimistic about how much you can read. And it's okay, because you can read new books, you can go check them out again. It's awesome. Libraries are just so awesome, you know what I'm saying? How old were you when you got your first library card? I wish I could remember this. I really, really don't remember. I am sure my parents must have gotten them for us probably when we were in elementary school at some point. I was probably a little older than like 5 when a lot of kids get them, but I don't remember at all. And I got my kids theirs as soon as they let them have them, which is right around 5 or 6 years old, kindergarten-ish age, I think. I wish I still had my library card from back in the day. Probably do if I looked through some stuff somewhere. Probably have it somewhere. 'Cause I don't throw much away, actually. Do you go to your library looking for a particular book, or do you check out books that pique your interest? Usually I go for a particular book, especially these days. I don't browse around as much as I used to, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna go get that from the library, or I look it up, I see that it's there, I go get it. Except I don't go get it anymore, I just get it after work these days. Sometimes if I'm very anxious about it, then I will just go over and get it. But most of the time, that's how I'm doing the library these days, is just going over for a specific thing. But back in the day, I used to browse the shelves and grab whatever piqued my interest. I miss those days. I should do it more often. I should allow myself to do this, like a couple times a year or something. But like I said in the other library tag, I feel too guilty doing it because I have so many here at home that I need to read. But I feel like I should allow myself a couple times to still do this, just to walk up and down and see what's there. I would go crazy. Do you use your library to check out DVDs, audiobooks, etc.? Yes. Another one where we used to do it more often than we do now. Don't watch a whole lot of movies anymore, but our library has an amazing movie collection, and so we would go there and get movies like crazy, and CDs. The CDs are thousands and thousands of CDs. I started going to this library back in the day when I was first moved in the area because of the CDs. Of course, we don't do CDs very much anymore. We don't do DVDs very much anymore. I feel like those things are slowly going away, which makes me so sad. I did in the day check out tons of those things. Like I said, not so much anymore. Of course, I do audiobooks and ebooks on Libby. So if you count that, I do that all the time. Not as extensive as some people do, but I do it a lot. There's so many other things you can check out at the library besides books and CDs and DVDs and media files. We have a thing called Makerspace, and I think a lot of libraries do. You can go and check out cameras and tons of equipment for filming. And I've not ever done it. Why have I not done it and tried a new camera? You don't have to buy a cool camera or a microphone or all this stuff. You can go check them out at the library. You can go. They have tons of GoPros. You can go check out GoPros for your vacation and then bring it back after. You can go check out all kinds of things for crafting, sewing machines and button makers and sergers and pretty much anything you can think of that you might want to do some crafting kind of thing with. Cricut machines, all that stuff. It's at the library to check out. Just yesterday when I was working there, we got something in the mail. It was a radon detector. And I'm like, what the heck? And my coworker said, yeah, you can check out a radon detector. Go see if you have radon in your house and then bring it back to the library. You don't have to go buy a radon detector. You can check it out at the library. And the list goes on and on and on. There's so many things there. We have playaway sets, which I don't even know what those are, but these cool things for kids, and puzzles and video games and board games. And yeah, have I told you the library is really, really awesome. What section of your library do you check out a majority of your books? YA, middle grade, adult, nonfiction? I'm all over the place at the library. I love YA. So that's the place where I would go browse and want to grab everything and bring it home. The fiction section is kind of huge and intimidating. And so if I was to go browse that one, it would be like only a couple of stacks, but mostly if I go over for a particular book, it's going to be from those two sections. I have checked out many nonfiction books there, cookbooks and travel books and sourdough baking books and, what else have I? Lots of stuff from the nonfiction section. So we love that one too. Writing books. I should go check out some writing books because I need to become a better writer. Why did I buy this book? I didn't need to buy it. I could have just checked it out of the library. But you know what? I might want to annotate it. And this other one that I got for writing, The Emotion Thesaurus. It's like a reference book. It's like, a thesaurus, but for emotions. And it tells you all different ways you can describe an emotion in your writing. So this is a reference book. This is why I needed my own copy of this one, and I don't want to have a library copy. What is your favorite part of using your local library? I feel like you might get the feeling that I pretty much like all the parts of the library. But yeah, my favorite part would just be checking out books. My other favorite part is author programming. Summer reading back when I had kids. Loved taking my kids to the summer reading stuff. Right now I'm doing the adult reading challenge at the library, which they're starting to get to make a bigger deal. In fact, this week they're having a halfway mark party. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to go because I've got something else going on, but there's going to be cake to celebrate the halfway mark of doing the adult reading challenge, which I actually already finished, unless I do a blackout and do all the prompts. But the challenge was to do half the prompts and I finished it. Anyway, I'm rambling, but the library is awesome. It baffles me when I hear of people not using the library and not going there, not realizing all the stuff that there is there that you can do. It's awesome. I love every bit of it. I love working there, even though I don't really have a library job. I'm just a person that helps do all the random things up in the office. So yeah, I don't really have a book-ish library job, but I am at the library, and that is the best thing. So if you haven't gone to your library lately, you should go. Please, 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 please go and check it out. Jess, thank you so much for tagging me. Even though, like I said, I've been talking about the library a lot lately, I can always talk about the library more. So until next time, happy reading. Bye.